ever stop to think about, like, what actually makes the engine in your car roar to life? Or how those signals shoot from your phone all the way to a satellite?
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing when you actually stop to think about it.
Totally. And today's deep dive, we're going deep into a world most people don't even realize exists. Wire harnesses.
Hmm.
We're checking out Sirocco, a company that's been quietly powering our tech-driven world for, get this, over 30 years.
That's right, over 3 decades. And it's funny, most people probably don't think twice about the wires hidden away in all our devices.
Yeah, totally true.
But Sirocco, they've spent all this time making sure those connections are anything but forgettable. They're the unseen heroes behind, well, reliable electronics, basically. And their website, it gives us a little peek into what they do.
Okay, so I get that wires are important and all, but their website kept mentioning this thing, crimping. Their main thing is crimping. It sounds kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, crimping doesn't exactly scream high-tech, does it?
Right.
But honestly, it's way more crucial than it sounds. Crimping is like the backbone of any reliable electrical system.
Hmm.
Think about it. You need to join two wires, right? Not just twist them together, but make a connection that can handle crazy vibrations, intense heat, years of wear and tear. That's what crimping does.
Okay.
It's like, imagine instead of just, shaking hands, you had this special tool that fused your hands together.
Whoa, okay, that's intense.
Right. But that connection, it's not breaking. And that's what crimping does for wires. It uses these specialized tools to create a bond that's super secure, lets electricity flow perfectly, and it's built to last, like, forever.
So Sirocco, they provide the tools to make these crazy strong connections happen.
Exactly.
So what makes their tools so special? Why not just use any old crimping tool?
Well, in this game, precision and durability, they're everything.
Makes sense.
Imagine a loose crimp in your car's electrical system disaster, right? Now think about aerospace, medical equipment. The stakes are even higher.
Yeah, you don't want your pacemaker glitching out because of a bad crimp.
Exactly. And Sirocco gets that. Their website talks about multifunctional adjusted tools and a compact design. Basically, you're making tools that aren't just insanely precise. They're built to withstand, like, anything you throw at them. Day in, day out, constant use. These things are workhorses.
Yeah, it's like they're not just churning out tools, they're crafting solutions for these incredibly precise, high-stakes scenarios where things absolutely cannot fail.
You've got it. And it's smart, because as we rely more and more on complex electronics, the need for this level of connection, this rock-solid reliability, it's only going up.
Yeah, no kidding. You definitely don't want your life support failing because someone used a cheap crimp.
Exactly.
And speaking of high-stakes applications, Sirocco's website, it mentioned a bunch of clients, right?
Yeah.
Like everything from car companies to the military to, like you said, biomedical stuff.
Right.
They even had this whole section called special applications, which sounded kind of vague, but also really intriguing. It's like, they're not just crimping wires, they're solving these complex engineering problems, you know?
Oh, absolutely. They're not just handing out tools, they're coming up with custom solutions, figuring out how to make things work in situations where nothing else will. One example I saw, it really stuck with me. They were working with, I think it was a military contractor, and this contractor was developing a new kind of drone.
Okay, so like a UAV, right? Unmanned aerial vehicle.
Exactly, a UAV.
So what did they do? Design some super strong crimp for the drone's camera or something?
Not quite. This was way more about precision than just pure strength. So picture this. You got a drone, it's flying super fast, and it's experiencing all this vibration, right?
Right, got it.
A normal crimp, it might loosen up, maybe even fail completely under that kind of stress.
Yeah.
But Sirocco, they actually designed a whole new kind of crimp and the tool to go with it, specifically for how this drone was going to operate.
So they're like, we need a handshake that can survive an earthquake.
Exactly. They engineered a solution that keeps everything connected no matter what.
That's wild. It's like they're not just thinking about the tool itself, they're thinking about the whole system, the environment it's going to be used in, everything.
Exactly. And that leads into this other thing I noticed. Their focus on quality. Remember how their website kept mentioning quality control and that NOK product rejection system?
Yeah, it seemed like kind of a weird thing to emphasize, but maybe not.
It's actually huge. Because they get it, in their line of work, even a tiny little flaw, it can snowball into a massive problem.
Yeah, I mean, a bad crimp in my toaster is annoying, but a bad crimp in a fighter jet is a whole other story.
Exactly. Malfunctioning equipment, production delays, safety issues, you name it. In the industries they work with, a mistake isn't just an inconvenience. It's a disaster waiting to happen. So they've developed these incredibly strict quality control procedures to try to catch any potential problem before it becomes a real problem.
Okay, so tell me about this NOK product rejection system. It sounds intense. Is it like some super-powered microscope that can spot a bad crimp from a mile away?
You know, it's actually a really cool mix of high-tech and, well, human skill.
Okay.
They use sensors, cameras, algorithms, all this advanced stuff to scan every single crimp they make, looking for even the tiniest imperfection. But here's a really interesting part.
What's that?
They don't just trust the machines. Every crimp that gets flagged, a person, a trained technician, they look at it too.
Wow, that's serious dedication.
Right. They know that when it comes to spotting the really subtle problems, nothing beats the human eye.
So they've got this multi-layered system. The machines do their thing. Then the humans step in. It's like Fort Knox for crimps.
Exactly. Every single connection has to meet their standards, which are obviously incredibly high. And that actually brings us to another really interesting thing about Sirocco, their emphasis on research and development. Remember those mentions of R&D projects and EU co-funding?
Yeah, and then they didn't really say anything else. Like, here's a cool mystery. Bye.
Right. It makes you think they're working on some pretty next-level stuff. Maybe even the things they can't talk about yet.
So what, like next generation crimping technology?
Yeah.
Or something completely different, something totally new. Yeah, it's like they're dropping these little breadcrumbs like, hey, something cool is happening, but we can't tell you yet.
Right. And, you know, they mentioned global projects too, but then no list of clients or anything.
Super mysterious. Makes you think maybe they're working on stuff so advanced, so top secret, that they've got, like, NDAs up the wazoo.
It wouldn't surprise me. That level of secrecy usually means they're onto something big, maybe in some brand new field where they want to stay ahead of the game.
Okay, so let's recap for a sec. We've got a company, they're experts in this super important but kind of hidden world of wire harnesses. They're obsessed with quality, they're clearly big on innovation, and they like to keep their secrets.
And they've been doing it for over 30 years, quietly powering all this technology we rely on every single day.
Exactly. So for our listener out there who's maybe thinking, oh, okay, that's cool and all, but how does this affect me? What's the takeaway here?
Here's the thing. What Sirocco does, it might seem niche, but it has these ripple effects.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're not just connecting wires, they're connecting the pieces of all this technology that's shaping our world.
Right, it's all connected.
Think about it. Electric cars. Those need serious wiring, right? Medical devices, renewable energy. It all comes back to having reliable electrical systems.
And Sirocco, they're right there in the middle of it all, making sure those systems work perfectly every single time.
And pushing the boundaries of what's possible with their innovation. Remember that EU co-funding?
Yeah, what was that all about?
That's huge. It means they're involved in projects that are considered strategically important, not just for one country, but for a whole bunch of them. It makes you wonder, what are they working on that's so important?
Maybe they're developing the next generation of batteries for electric vehicles, or figuring out how to make the whole industry more sustainable. Who knows?
Exactly. The possibilities are really exciting. They're like this hidden gem, quietly shaping the future of technology as we know it.
It's pretty inspiring when you think about it. So as we wrap up this deep dive on Sirocco, what's the one thing you hope our listener takes away from all this?
I think the biggest thing is don't underestimate the power of the things we don't see.
Oh, I like that.
The world of wire harness technology, it might be hidden, but it's crucial. And Sirocco's story. It's a good reminder that innovation can come from anywhere, and even the smallest things can have a huge impact.
So well said. And as technology keeps advancing, companies like Sirocco, they're going to be even more vital in making sure that progress is built on a foundation of, well, quality and reliability.
Absolutely.
It's been fascinating taking this deep dive into Sirocco's world, but it feels like we've just scratched the surface. Who knew crimping could be so complex and so important, right?
Right.
So to everyone listening, we encourage you to keep digging, explore the world of wire harnesses, see what Sirocco's up to, and you never know, you might discover a whole new passion. Till next time, happy exploring.